only a few back of the Islanders, but we do have 2 games in hand on those guys. Rangers trying to be third in the Patrick. Of course, you win your division, you go to the quarterfinals automatically, and then the 2 teams out of your second and third place fight for 4 spots in the quarters. Chicago, Vancouver, and St. Louis are toe-to-toe in the Smythe. Buffalo looks decent against Boston. Toronto looks like they're going to definitely beat California for that 3rd spot. And Montreal's crushing the Norris with LA and Pittsburgh. Doing everything they can. Anyway. Leach has 35 goals. Rick Martin with 34. Guy Lafleur, Phil Esposito, Danny Grant with 30 goals each. Lots of 20-goal scorers. Marcel Dion is crushing it for the chance to win the Art Ross. Phil Esposito and Bobby Clark are tied for second, so we are top 3 in goals and point scoring. 20 minutes, Schultz has 297. Gassov 170. So Gassov plus Bob Kelly for Pittsburgh would be 287. Not enough for Schultz. Ken Dryden is on fire. 24-2-2 in his first season back from getting his law degree. With 189 goals against. Dan Bouchard at 1.9 goals against for Atlanta. He's only played 20 against. Brady Perrant by progress has played 39 games and has a 2.1 goals against and 4 shutouts. Standings wise, you see the points percentage, we're definitely ahead. I think everyone else will be whatever. We have scored 182 goals, second in the division. The Rangers have scored 185, but we've given up 116. Only Montreal and LA have given up fewer, so our goaltending is impeccable. The Cupcakes have only lost once on home turf. Everyone else has lost at least 5 times. Oh, sorry, Montreal's lost twice. And twice on the road. I'm actually curious. Montreal's 4 losses. Well, they lost to the Flyers. They lost to us. Haha. They lost back-to-back to Detroit and Buffalo. They were 2, 3, and 4. And since then, they are, if I do the math right, 37, 1, and 4. Jeez. The only loss was to Detroit. So Detroit's taking them down twice. Nevertheless, we are playing games. We are hosting Buffalo to start February. And it will be Bernie against Gary Bromley, who's the main goalie for Buffalo. But Roger Crozier came in, 1966 Cup finalist. Gary Desjardins and Rocky Farr doing their job. For us, we have Wayne Stevens and Bobby Taylor as our backups. But we have the Riverton rifle Reggie Leach, who's leading goal scoring right now. Rick McLeish playing great. Bill Barber, Kitchener. Bobby Clark, our captain. Ross Lonsberry, Bill Clement, who did color commentating for ABC, Gary Dornhofer, who did color commentating for CBC, and Andre Moose-Dupont thought he scored a game-winning goal in the Stanley Cup Finals on NBC, but he didn't. It was McLeish. Bob Hound Kelly, Artis Kindrachek, Don Bigberg Zaleski, Tom Bladen, Dave the Hammer Schultz, Terry Crisp, who won the Cup as head coach of the 89 Flames, Jimmy and Joe Watson, Larry Goodenough, Ed Van Imp for his hard hitting, especially on Harlemoff in the 7 Series 76, Ted Harris, Bob Sawar, Serge Lochoraz, and Jack McElhaney. Buffalo has Rick Martin, Rene Robert, Gilbert Pro, the French Connection, Don Luce, Kitchener, Rick Dudley, future head coach of the Senators, Danny Gear, who once scored 18 seconds into his first shift, Craig Ramsey, Jim Lawrence, Kitchener, again, Peter McNabb, King Kong Korab, Brian Spencer. His story was tragic, especially as a rookie with the Leafs in 1970. He was going to be interviewed on Hockey Night in Canada, but the province in which he was hailed from, British Columbia, decided to do the Vancouver, California game. And his father went bananas and decided to do something about it, and it didn't end well. Fred Stanfield, Schuseman Gouvernement, who was a Canuck, Bill Haight, Lee Fogelin, Larry Mickey, Jim Schoenfeld, Having a Donut, Larry Carrier, and Paul McIntosh. I think Mike Robitaille was a former Kitchener Ranger too. Nevertheless, first 3 minutes into the game, Buffalo takes a shot, nothing. Yeah, they're only 1 point back of us, technically. 4 minutes later, Agitator. Buffalo got agitated, all right. And well, Buffalo to match their 49-16-15 record will have to go 19-1 and 11. So anyway, Buffalo gets a penalty shield. FLYERS! The Riverton Rifle, top up power play. Number 36 from one Hopper. Dave Schultz with an assist. Real skis. 3 minutes later. FLYERS! McLeish is playing for from Clark and Jimmy Watt. 2 0 FLYERS. 4 minutes later, FLYERS! Bobby Clark. Oh, captain, my captain. Andre and Chris makes it 3-0. Did we get another chance? No. We tried to make it 4-0, and I think Buffalo would have just definitely, like, what the hell? They're down 3-0. Have a chance to make it 1? No. Battle. Agitated. We have a chance. Clementine. No. Come on, Clement. Enforcer. Aggression. 2 hits, no penalty. Thank goodness for that. Kidney Trip forces 8 from Waiting at 4-0. Those got to change those soon. Oh, that's it. Lonsbury. That's it. 5-0 from Buchanan Clark. And that's it. Rocky Far. Oh, Rocky Far, you'll always be such a crappy goalie to me. 5 minutes later. Dave Schultz? Nope. Well, he's a hitter, not a got the penalty. Our attack got hit hard. Thanks a lot, Renee Robert, but we'll get you back. 5-0 for us. We're looking good. Billy gets a penalty. It's Moose DuPont. Of course they would score. And Rene Robert has 30th. He joins the 30 goal club. Korab and Bill Haight. What they say? 44 back for the rifle. Each last team good enough. It's now 6-1 for us. Buffalo has a chance to make it 1 right off the bat. No. Killing the clock. And there's that. Monster. 7-1. This team has won almost 2/3 of their games. We give Kelly a penalty. But it doesn't matter. No, it doesn't. Well, Buffalo tried, and unfortunately for them, they just couldn't do it. We crushed Bromley in 29 minutes, 5 goals. Leach, McLeish, Clark, Kinderchuk, Lonsbury, and then Leach decided to finish a hat trick. 7-1, Barry Perrant, great Buffalo. They won 2/3 of their games and they lose by 6 goals. I think that's their worst loss. Oh no, we beat them 6-0. Okie doke, Miss Coke. And on a Sunday, we had to play Sunday. Kansas City loses. Buffalo gets revenge by taking down Kansas City. Well, it's Kansas City. Cupcakes won. Damn. Montreal crushes Cali. Atlanta, Minnesota tie. And Rangers win the battle of the original 6 over the the Red Wings. So we go to Boston, back to back, and Bernie says, I want revenge because last time we went to Boston, Bobby Taylor was in net. So Perrant against Gilles Chabert. Last video, we talked about him with Brooks and Broderick being the backups. Phil Esposito, his last full season with the Bruins. Bobby Orr, his last full season before he got hurt and basically faded in the sunset. Don Marcotte, Greg Shepard. Johnny the Chief Music, his last year, I think. Ken Hodge Sr., who was okay, but then was traded to the Rangers for Rick Middleton, and all was well. Bobby Schmaltz, Andre Savard, Carol Fande, former Hab, Dave Forbes, Taz O'Reilly, Wayne Cashman, who was pretty good. He almost was a hero against the Habs in 1979. Look it up, people. Al Sims, Dave Hines, Dallas Smith, Walt McKechnie, future Rocky Leaf, Rod Graham, Daryl Edelstrad, Steve Langdon, and Gary Doak. Here we go. 3 minutes into the game. That's bad day. Did we take advantage? No. They killed the son on Leach and Watson. Which one? Who cares? We get a chance? No. Killing more time. Boston, Marcotte? No. More time to kill. Aggression. And the chance for us, Bobby Clark. Damn it. And for 20 minutes, it is 0-0. 4 minutes later, battle enforcer in a fight. It's Zaleski against O'Reilly, and Taz did okay against Zaleski. Esposito, no. They get another chance. Stopped by Bernie. More time. 2 hits, nothing else. Getting near the end of the period. Let's go. The Chiefs with 20, Bandit and 4. 1-0. I can't remember the last time we played Boston. I think it was 4-1. Did we have a chance? Did we have a chance? Much later. Much later. Philly gets a penalty. Moose. Wow. Warren, Edelstad. What a 2 points against us last time. Who the heck is this guy? We score Kinderchuk, his 9th. Kindred Spirit from Bill Barber. We have a chance. Empty net. Espo puts it in. Again. Boston getting revenge for the 74 Cup final. And the weird thing was, we had Bernie Perron. I thought that was going to be it, but no. Okay, so that means our next game must be simulated because we lost. Buffalo beats Detroit. Kansas City wins over Chicago 3-2. Heron beats Espo. Chicago's up 2-0. Rhoda and Talon. In third period, Gilbert, Brand Lemieux, and Simon Nollet. Toronto beats St. Louis. And Vancouver crushes Pittsburgh. Wednesday, I see our game. Boston, Atlanta. Boston beats Atlanta. California beats Washington. They're now at 10 wins. Bill Huber couldn't beat Milosh. Washington goes by Calvick and Tommy Williams. California goes by Herkerchi, Houston, Weir, Hampton, and Pate. His 21st. LA shuts up Pittsburgh. Minnesota beats Chicago. Montreal beats Detroit. And we go to New York and wow, 9-0. Perron beats Jackman. 9-0. Reggie Leach only scored once. Bill Barber, Kitchener only scored once. McLeish got the hat trick goal in the third period. Bob Clark scored once. Kinderchuk scored once. And Lonsbury now has the 20 goals mark. So we have 2 guys hit the 20 goal mark at the same time. How many guys do we have at 20 goals? I want to know. Tell me, baby girl, because I need to know. We have 4. Leach, McLeish, Barber, and Lonsbury. And we've played, wait, how many games have we played? We played 51 of 80. Okay. Good to know. So, yeah, 9-0. I didn't expect that. Oh, the Rangers are coming back for a rematch. Boston beats Minnesota. Toronto goes to Kansas City, wins. And Buffalo does us a huge favor by beating the Islanders. So we play the Rangers again, and Bernie and Nat against Jackman, round 2. 9-0. I predict a 4-1 game for us. We're going to win by 3. Jackman, the backup there, Shields for Immune. They had a good 2-goalie system. Then Jackman was slowing down, and they put him on waivers, and Detroit claimed him on waivers. Kurt Ridley and Dent Wilson are other goalies. Rangers had Steve Vickers playing. Rothschild Bear, who once slipped on an ice cream container in Guelph and ruptured a vertebrae and his back, and basically wasn't the same. John Rattel, who went to Boston in that trade alongside Brad Park, Greg Police, fuck the police. Derek Sanderson, who was good for Boston and then basically had financial troubles while in New York. And unfortunately, his career ended sourly, and he actually was on a park bench in Niagara Falls before Bobby Orr found him and brought him back to life, if you will. Bill Fairburn, I keep thinking he's Kitchener Ranger. I think he is Kitchener Ranger Fairburn. Pete Stamkowski, the Polish rifle from the Leafs. Rick Middleton, who the Rangers traded to Boston in a separate deal. It was not the Esposito trade. Terrible Ted Irvine, his son Chris Jericho would break the walls down. Jerry Butler, future Canuck and Leaf. Brad Park in that big trade to get Phil Esposito, Walkachuk, Kitchener. Yeah, Kitchener Ranger and German. Ron Greschner, back when he was a youngster. Bert Wilson, Gilles Moreau, Nick Beverly, future head coach of the Leafs. Bobby Russo, former Habs icon. John Bednarski, Dale Rolfe, who got pummeled in the 1974 semifinals against the Flyers. We remember Dale Rolfe and how the Rangers just basically said, No one's helping Dale Wolf out because if you do, that's a third man in and you're out of the game. Ron Harris, who was one of the two guys alongside Larry Cahan who accidentally killed Bill Masterton. Bob McMillan, future Flamin' Leaf. Jerry Holland, Joe Sanusi, who was the throw-in in the Rangers Boston trade for Phil Esposito. Dave Maloney, Kitchener, and Heartland Monahan. Here we go. Looking the game. Rolling for the range eye. It is Greshner. Do we take advantage? We do. On the sunny days, bring the clouds away. He just scored his 6th goal, assisted by Reggie Leach, who knew he could score down on Broad Street. So Big Bird with his 6th goal. 3 minutes later, we got Dave the Hammer. No shot. Damn it, they score. Fuck the police on dude who's 18th from Jean Rattel. 5 minutes later. Enforcer? Yep, penalty. Thank goodness. 4 minutes. Rangers take a shot? No. For 20, it is 1-1. This is our third game, which means that after this game, it's either we. Well, I don't know what we do. 5 minutes later, Rangers score. Steve Vickers his 24th. Rattel with the assist again. 2-1. Damn it. You don't want to lose these guys. Especially after we beat them 9-0. Well, it was simulated, but still. Rangers penalty on Nick Beverly. Tied it at 2. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine. His 16 from Bladen and Barber. 3 more minutes. Flyers took a chance. Clement trying to score his 2nd of the night, but no. There's Pat Harris. Where the hell have you been, man? Here, 2 more minutes. Agitating. Well, the Rangers got agitated. Marat. Wilson Rifle. On the power play from Monster and Barber. 4-2. Delivery hit. We're not done yet? From Lonsberry, 5-2. Now you got 2 It's going to be Dunk Wilson who will have to come in. Well, the game's pretty much over. I think. Leach trying to score his 3rd of the night. Was it 3rd of the night? 2nd. Oh, no penalty. I'm actually surprised. That's a 2nd from Dupont and Leach. Makes it 6-2. They're crushing the Rangers. That's 15 goals in 2 games. Is this right? Is it? Oh, it's Kindrachuk against Beverly. Kindrachuk, eh? Okay. Question? Billy takes a penalty. Ted Harris. I think we'll pay the price. And they scored. The Butler did it. Jerry Butler has 18 from Rolf and Rick Middleton. He probably. Well, we still win 6-3. No big deal. Yeah, Leach was looking for the hat trick. The natural hat trick, if you will. So in 2 games, we beat the Rangers 15-3 combined. That's pretty impressive. And they are in our division. I remember that. So, of course, we have the night off because it was back-to-back. Atlanta beats LA. Big win for them. Pitt beat Cal. Kansas City couldn't beat St. Louis. And Chicago and Vancouver tied. Saturday night, we go to Minnesota. We'll worry about that later. Boston tied Detroit. Wow. Rangers lose to Montreal. Islanders beat Washington, well, as expected. And the Leafs lose to the Blues. So, summary. We are tied with the Islanders. I think we have the same amount of games, right? Nope, we still have a game in paw on the Islanders. Rangers are 3 points out of Atlanta for 3rd place. Trying to hang on to 3rd place in the playoffs. The Smythe, Vancouver, Chicago, St. Louis, all separated by 2 points. Who's going to win that division? Minnesota doesn't look like they'll make the playoffs. Kansas City, I don't think will make the playoffs too. Buffalo and Boston are the class of the Adams division. Toronto is just trying to hang on for dear life for that 3rd place spot. You know, that Atlanta will be fuming because they have 51 points and Toronto has 44, and they would make the playoffs. Detroit's also fuming because they have the same amount of points as Toronto. They're not making the playoffs, probably. Washington, so Montreal's crushing the North. LA's trying to handle Pittsburgh. Okay. Reggie Leach has 41 goals. 2nd place is Espo and Rick Martin with 35. Our second best goal scorer is Bobby Orr, Rick McLeish. John Gould has 26. Who the hell is that guy? So I'm looking. Danny Dupere or my dad. Greg Shepard with 22 goals. I didn't think that. Larry Pate for the Seals with 21 goals. Dan Maloney, not a Kitchener Ranger. That's Dave Maloney. Dryden, 27-2-2. No doubt he's the best goalie. Bouchard's second, 194. Goals against. Bernie Prance, 206, number 3. Rogie, number 4. Peter McDuff has only won 2 games, but he's better than Malosh, Low Presti, and Belhumeur. And all 4 of those goalies have won more games. So what are you going to do, man? You just don't know what you do. So that's that. And hopefully things will be better for us. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond.